Oh, you caught me again. I screwed up. Forgot my start screen. I don't even have an introduction. I should have some kind of introduction. Hey y'all, this is Omizu Paintz, or Omizu. My channel is Omizu Paintz. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some illustrating today. It is 11:40 a.m. here in the middle of nowhere, and we're gonna try and stream at least not quite 2 hours. I gotta stop at 1:30 or a little bit before 1:30 to get ready to go to my day job, but I'll try to be back on later tonight, most likely 9. I don't have to work for the next 3 days after today, so hopefully I can get this done. That's what I need to do. I need to get all this done. Let's get to it. Y'all know I'm working on these illustrations, so that's what's taking priority right now. I would love to get back on that oil painting. It's probably at a point where the paint has mostly dried, or polymerized. And is this the right color? Is this the right color? Before I start going to town, it probably doesn't matter. I could just turn on the... We need to make sure we're using the right color. Oh, how did that us... Alpha lock. We gotta fix this. You can't be having that. Probably ruining it. But let's see. Alpha lock off. Alright. So is this the color? Whoops. We need the soft brush. We need to make sure this is the right color. Oh, that's cool. Dang, I forgot my greeting. I forgot it was even streaming. Sorry guys, bumping the camera. But I'm gonna steal that idea. Alright. We fixed that, kind of. I swear that's not the right orange, but we're going with it. Hey, what's going on, Dave? Yep, just doing some illustrations. Got the dog and some cats. They trying to open up a cabinet. How are you doing today? I've been getting up earlier and earlier each day. Do you know this thing called the sun rises every morning? Yeah, I've been privy to that a little. You know, I like to wait till it's like midway up in the sky before I get up. Yeah, I'm kind of a early morning just because my job has me up early, but I'm also a night owl, so I pay for it. I certainly pay for it some days, staying up too late, having to get up early. So what's going on with you? I'm sure you got some gaming streams coming today. As a friend of yours put it, the evil life-giving sun. The evil life-giving sun. Yeah, it can be hard. It can be hard. I used to be more of a night owl than a early bird, but now I'm kind of a combination. The early night owl. Not much. Taking a break today, but editing last night's streams for you. Oh, okay. Yeah, Sunday. I figure a lot of people would be taking a break on Sunday. I don't usually see too many live streams on Sunday, but Sunday is typically my Friday for the work week, so I'm all excited to get on and do some live streaming. I don't know, it's almost like a habit now. Just anytime I'm doing some art or whatever, I just live stream it. It's like not even a thought, just like, okay, turn the camera on. I almost worry that it'll become so much of a habit that, like, if I won't do it if I'm not live streaming. Definitely started getting ready for another con, Feb 1st through 2nd. Just made an ad for the. Oh, cool! I'll check it out. What kind of con is it? Like, is it RPG? RPG related, anime, everything. Oops. Anime and gaming. Okay. A lot of cons out there. Every once in a while they'll do a con here in Des Moines, but it's not like all the time. Ad will be mingled with my latest videos as a commercial. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good idea. Kind of switch it up a little bit. I like how you use that old ads to kind of give yourself a break. Even though with the VODs you don't even need to, because you could just skip all of that. But it's a nice little touch to kind of break up, the stuff. And if people grew up with that, it's a nice little nostalgic thing. Yeah, I can't say if I've ever gone to a con. I know as an artist they usually have like booths and stuff that you can get if you can get into something like that, but I do one art fair a year, and that seems to be enough for me. Unless I start to work it into my routine. Started out only as a couple cons over the year. Now there's one or two almost every month. I need to pick and choose nowadays. Yeah, but that's good. At least you have that option. You can pick and choose. Whereas like here, it's like if you don't take part in the one con they have a year or whatever, then you miss out. Some people will travel though. They'll travel for that stuff. I'm not sure. I like traveling, but I'm not sure if financially I'm in a place to be able to do that. And then if you got all your stuff, you're probably going to need a trailer or some kind of something to haul all your stuff. And I have like a small car. We do have an SUV, but I don't know if I'd want to take that on the road. Start eating up all the gas. Yeah, the closest would probably be like Minnesota. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Minnesota would definitely be closest. Maybe Chicago. I don't know if they would be the next closest, like bigger city. Because there's Kansas City and Omaha. There's kind of all these cities in the Midwest that are relatively close, but I think the biggest would be Chicago. Then Minneapolis. I know Kansas City is kind of an art town, art city. Had an ArtCon video a couple years ago, but ended up erasing it from the channel because it was boring and repetitive. Yeah, it's not always easy because you come back and you get into the studio to edit the video, and then you start watching the video and you're like, man, I don't have the right footage. That's where you need to shoot a lot of B-roll. You're a founding member of some of the earliest anime clubs in your area. None of them exist anymore. Yeah, kind of like, it's hard to keep stuff going because you constantly got to be organizing and making sure people, are coming to your clubs. It's like people get excited in the beginning because it's new and fresh, but not everybody's always keen on sticking around and actually wanting to help out. So it's definitely a process. That's kind of why I just do my own thing, and the YouTube thing is nice to be able to put it out there. I mainly started it just to document, and in the beginning that's what it was. Nobody was really, they would pop in, say hello, but nobody was really sticking around. Even now it's like, I don't know how long people are actually watching these streams, but the more I post up, it seems like the more views I get. So yeah, very picky. Yeah, there's so much of it out there. I'm kind of like an anime whore or whatever. Sometimes I'll just watch whatever just because it's there. I haven't seen it. But yeah, I definitely like quality stuff. Like right now I was like disappointed because I was getting into Don to Don on Netflix, and they must be on a break or something because they stopped posting after 12 episodes. And I'm like, man, I've read the anime online, or not anime, but the manga online, and there's so much more to it. So they got a lot of material to create for that anime. So I know it's not done, and I think it's pretty popular. So I just started watching Sakamoto Days on Netflix. It almost seems like I'm watching more anime on Netflix than I am on like Crunchyroll. But I went back to Crunchyroll and was watching some stuff. Konosuba. There was season 3 that I didn't watch. Actually, I don't think I watched season 2 all the way. So I went back and watched those. What was that? There's another one that's kind of like that. What's it called? I don't know. There's so many. I don't even remember the names half the time. I'm 48, and there's a cosplayer I've met at almost every con, and I think I'm in love, but I don't want to come off as creepy, so I've stayed silent. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, You don't know. You don't know until you actually ask. I think if you ask and they're like, okay, but if they turn you down and you keep approaching them, then that gets kind of creepy. Because they're like, I told this guy no, and I think that's why we don't ask, because we don't want that rejection. So you'd rather just live in limbo instead of finding out. I need to get rid of this cat right now because I can't see a thing behind it. There we go. Gotta make sure it's all there just in case I gotta move it around. Yeah, I had resigned myself before I got married. I was like pretty much like, I'm just gonna be all alone for the rest of my life. And then all of a sudden, like, meet my wife through a friend of mine, and then we just kind of just I don't know how you would describe it, just, made it work. Yeah, but I never thought I'd get married. I was like, I'm just gonna be solo. I'll be El Solo my entire life. She's in every single. Is it because she's always at the con, or because you're always approaching her whenever you see her? Even though she's already at every single con. Yep, you don't want to make it awkward. It's got to be able to put aside your feelings and then be able to read the room. Yeah, you don't want to be going up to her, hey, do you have a boyfriend? I don't know, some people might be open to that. It's hard to say. You just have to take the chance, I guess, and make the move. And then if it's not meant to be, then be okay with it. That's the hardest part. But yeah, there's always people out. That's the one thing I had a hard time with when I was younger, is like, dude, there's always more people out there. And, you just have to get out there. And it might not work. You can't put expectations. You can't hold on to those expectations too hard. A different costume actually, she's so good at cosplay, I didn't recognize her half the time. A different costume every time. Okay, well, yeah, that's a good cosplayer. Somebody that is really into it. That's their thing. That's their passion. I don't understand it. I mean, to a certain degree, I'm kind of understand it. It's almost it's an art in itself, I guess. You can tell when people know what they're doing, and then the ones that are just like, is this Halloween? is this just, like, you didn't put much effort into your cosplay. Like, even if you don't look like the person, like your body type or whatever looks like the character, at least if you try your best to like the details and stuff you put into your costume and all that, and then the photos, like, I don't know. I don't know too much about the cosplay world to say, but as an artist, I can kind of imagine But yeah, I know there's some cosplaying like here. I'm sure at the cons and stuff like that, but yeah, I haven't really been exposed to too much of that. Oh, okay. Just 3 more minutes. Well, it definitely seems like you're gaining more traction with your channel, uh, as far as, you know, being a gamer and RPGs and stuff like that. Um, do you advertise your channel when you go to these events? Or do you just kind of focus on the event? Uh-oh. What's this? That should be there. This one, she looks bow-legged. But she gets cut off down here. I might have to straighten these legs out a little bit or something. Or this, maybe this has to go right here. 12:06. Okay, we got some good time left. I have business cards I hand out to cosplayers and vendors. Are they, but the thing is, are they into gaming? That's the only thing, is finding finding the people that are into what you do. Because it's easy to just hand out business cards, but thing is, it's like, are they the ones that are interested in what you're doing and would be the ones that would follow? It's hard to say, because you never know what somebody might be into until they actually check it out. Because there's a lot of stuff I didn't think I'd be interested in, but then just started following it. But like, for me, I've always been into CRPGs, so it was like a no-brainer with your channel. It's like, oh, this guy does CRPGs and the ones that I was into. Oh, okay. You're not just randomly handing them out to just people as you go around. Do you end up like striking up conversations with people though? Just find out? Because sometimes I'll just randomly start talking to people. Plus, I'm not, like, when I do the art fair, I guess the one that I do, I'm not focused on being that salesperson. It's like, oh, I gotta sell my artwork, that's why I'm here. It's more like having kind of a genuine interest in just people and finding out what they are into. Because I know me, if once I start to feel that energy that somebody's trying to sell me something, it's like, I don't want to engage with them, because I feel like they're in salesperson mode instead of being like, you know, just being cool and just, you know, connecting on a human level, versus like seeing you as somebody that's gonna you know, buy some artwork. That to me, if somebody comes up to me like that, like, yeah, that really turns me off right away. It's like, dude, You just trying to sell me something? You don't care about me. Sometimes, yeah, it's not always easy. You kind of got to feel things out. Like, there are definitely people that do not want to talk to me. Because I'll try. I'll try, and then you could tell by their energy that they just don't want to engage. I had one lady at the last one I did. She was like, "Oh, I'm an abstract artist," and so I'm trying to like engage with her, but she sounded like she did not want to talk because she was from out of town. She was with some people. She was with some people that were from that area, and she was visiting. She just sounded like, "Oh, I'm all," and I may be projecting, but she sounded like she was like, "Oh, I'm this person. I can't engage with somebody that's at an event like this. Like, oh, look at their artwork. That's not," which is fine. You're not into it. You're not into it. But don't be an a-hole. Don't come off as an a-hole like you're all self-important. Like, I'm an abstract artist, and I don't even know what your art is. I think it's funny. I just let it go, but it'll sit with you. Like, man, really, there are people like that don't give a shit about you or anybody else. It is just their work, and that's it. I'm like, do you know how many effing abstract artists out there? And your work probably looks exactly like all those other people, so don't think you're somebody special. Like, maybe you are in a certain circle, but don't think wherever you go your poop doesn't stink. I take a particular focus on vendors that stand out and give them an interview. That's cool. Yeah, you like pick up on their energy, or you just kind of, it's more like a vibe. Maybe you just, I guess for me, it would be intuition. You kind of just intuiting, and like, you're like, okay, I'll take my chance on them and give them a shot. Yeah, man, I haven't really met too many abstract artists, like, of the old school vein. But people like in the art world, that's weird. Like, I can't associate with you. You don't have anything to offer me, and you don't do, like, I don't respect your art, so I don't, doesn't matter to me. That, or maybe this person was very shy type, and that they're awkward in those kind of situations, but I don't know. I didn't get that vibe. 75% sell the same gizmos, posters, etc., but then you have those that bring something different to the table, and those are the ones that get my attention. Hey, I like that, because it means you're like paying attention to, what's around. Yeah, a lot of people are like, let me get the little easy trinkets to make. Here's a bunch of iPhone cases or key rings or all that. I like more of the original stuff. Because it's all about the artwork, not like products. Like, you're trying to sell products. It's the art. It's the craftsmanship. Yeah, I could be out there with like Prince. Oh. You know the D&D cup I'm often seen drinking out of on my streams. The woman that made it was my first. Oh, okay. Original artwork. I thought about like cups or mugs with my art on it, but I'm the type that don't want to spend no money on making products. Oops. Plus, you gotta haul all that stuff around. Oof, I don't like hauling stuff around. I'm like the lazy salesperson. I don't want to be a salesperson. Sorry, I don't have anything with my art on it. I make a note to say hello to her at every time I see her. And that's the thing is like, you know, when you initially meet somebody and you're kind of attracted, and I'm not saying this is the person that you say that you're attracted to, but like, you know, yeah, that's the way, like, you know, you kind of develop a relationship, even if it's just like, oh, I just see him at the con all the time, you know, but they see you and you become like a familiar face, and they, because doing cons can be kind of nerve-wracking, and to see people that you've seen before and you start to develop a rapport with, it's always nice to see them, and then because you'll have somebody to like engage with, unless you're the salesperson type and you're just like, I just want to make sales and that's my focus. I need to make sales so I can only talk to people who look like they're gonna buy. I'm like, I'm not looking at people like, you know, they're just there to buy my art. Even if it is an event where you go to sell your artwork. Love the name of her business, Mother of Two Heathens. Yeah, stuff like that grabs your attention. You're like, this person has a sense of humor. Like, they're not all stuck up and this and that. Yeah, most people are just people being themselves and doing their thing. Took me a long time to figure that out. I was more like stuck in my head and like, I can't do that. I just made my art and that was it. Uh-oh, my washer's gonna start going nuts, so, and get out of balance. This part's weird. This part is the weird part. Like, why is that all in shadow? Should be more flat. Whoops. Is this... Oops. Yeah, whoops. This definitely needs to be more flat, but we're just trying to get this color in here on every single page so I can come back. Oh, my ear pods are going to die in a moment. CRPG Dungeons and Dragons Night is supposed to be self-explanatory name, but I still get people asking what CRPG stands for. Yeah, not everybody is a gamer. Oh, it's 3 minutes before, now it's back on 23 minutes. Yeah, I don't usually talk about my love for gaming, and or at least that type of gaming, RPGs and stuff like that, with people, unless they kind of express an interest in gaming. But I mean, on this platform, I don't think I have a problem with it, because most of the time nobody's here and I'm just rambling, so I'll just talk about whatever. And then even with my gaming posts, like, my channel wasn't necessarily meant to be a gaming channel, even though I put that in, I think in my description, is like, yeah, I enjoy playing games or whatever. Maybe on my Twitch, I don't know about my YouTube, because this is pretty much dedicated to my art practice. But you know, when I was able to, like, play or gain access to the gold box of games again and actually play them, I'm like, might as well like live stream them too. I didn't expect anybody to watch, but there's a few people that come through because there's some views. But I'm not trying to turn my my art channel into a gaming channel, but I'll post my games, and if people are into them, because I have some people that definitely watch my art stuff that have popped into the gaming streams, and it's like, oh, what is this? My high school years were weird. I was built like an athlete and dressed like a metalhead, but I was full-blown computer nerd. Yeah, at that time, you just being yourself, and people can't make assumptions based on how you look. Because, yeah, I was a... I don't know. I was still kind of into computer games when I was in high school. But I think once I got out of high school, I was more into skateboarding. Yeah, this was during the 90s. Yeah. Mine was like mid-80s into the 90s. Because you said you're 48. Oh, hey, Dondrell. I forgot you were popped into my live for a second. But you were doing your own. Yeah, we're like 3 years apart. If you said you're 48, we're like 3 years apart. So I'm 51. So I graduated in 91. After that, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just working and trying to earn a paycheck, so I had some money. I was fully invested in skateboarding since I was 12, 13 years old. So that's all I wanted to do. And then also my art. But I don't think after I graduated high school, I don't think I really had access to a computer. Probably playing console like Super Nintendo watching, definitely getting into anime. You know, once you got money, you can go and do whatever. You know, so I was able to rent anime from the local Blockbuster, watch anime, make art, play console Super Nintendo games. So I kind of got out of the computer realm of gaming and then more into console gaming at that time, but a lot of skateboarding for sure. Birthdays in March, I still get carded. Not come up. You still get carded at this time? Yeah, so my parents had computers since like the early mid 80s when the first Macs came out. So we always had that, but then, you know, once I moved out, especially when I moved back to my dad's, so my mom and my dad were separated by that time, the early 90s. Especially when I moved back to my dad's, I didn't have my own computer. Definitely had a console, the Super Nintendo. So that's basically what I played with Super Nintendo. And I don't remember any of those games, so I remember playing a lot of Zelda, and that's pretty much it. But I know there were other JRPG games that I got into back then, but I don't remember any of them. I think this is almost good. Wizardry 7 Gold version was my true CRPG. I can't remember if I know I played a bunch of the Wizardry series, starting with the first one. I'm not sure how far I got. Because if they released it for the Mac, I was probably getting it. But I'm not sure how far. So Wizardry, Might and Magic, Bard's Tale, definitely the Gold Box games when they came out. Like, basically all the Forgotten Realms ones. Then the Dragonlance, the Kryn series. But yeah, I don't think they didn't release the Dark Sun series for Macs. They didn't release the Eye of the Beholder series for Macs. That was kind of disappointing to me. I think that's why I ended up slowing down on CRPGs, is that a lot of those games weren't being put out on the Macs or for the Macs. And then, yeah, the Super Nintendo came out, and it was like, oh, Super Nintendo. Dragon Warrior Quest was given to me from making a Nintendo Power subscription. Okay. Was that just for the NES? I'm assuming that was the NES. Never had the NES, but when the Super Nintendo came out, definitely got that because I had a job. I could buy it at that time. Nice to have your own money. If you're like, I can get this, I'm gonna be a shut-in and play games all day. I would have been a shut-in if I didn't have skateboarding. Skateboarding is what brought me outside, so yep. NES. They made more copies than they sold. So it wasn't it seems like it was a popular game from what I hear, but did they lose money on it or something? Because when I hear people talk about JRPGs, it's like that is definitely on their list. I don't think I played Dragon Quest. Yeah, I don't think I ever played it. I don't know if they had a Super Nintendo version. Steam, GOG, and emulators has been a lifesaver. Yeah, all those games that you couldn't play back then, if they're out there, that's nice. Nice to have access to them. Like I said, like with the Dark Sun series and the Eye of the Beholder series, it's so nice to be like able to play those, and even the gold box games, because on the Mac they were all black and white because those early Macs didn't have color. So it's nice to play them in color now too. Okay, what's going on? Oh, yeah, that's right. All right. Okay, we got about an hour left before I have to get ready for work, so that's nice. Yeah, there was a huge chunk of time where I was completely out of the loop as far as CRPGs, because I didn't know about the Baldur's Gate games, the first two, until they were re-released by Beamdog, so relatively recent. So I never played them, never really. I think I may have been kind of aware that they existed back then. But yeah, when they came out, I wasn't really paying attention to games or gaming. Yep, making money to pay rent and skateboarding and making art. Oh yeah, I think I was DJing a little bit too, because I bought some turntables. So I was kind of making music also. PC games back in the day were hard to find in my area. Game stores had a tiny section, a small shelf with a limited selection, and usually not games you were looking for. Yeah, I would always be at, what was it, B Dalton's or whatever, in their game software, etc. I think it was section. Was it B Dalton or Walden Books or something like that? Yeah, I would be there all the time, even though like I knew they didn't have anything new. Can't remember if I was paying attention to releases through like magazines and stuff at that time, possibly. But I would just go down there every day to see if something new was like released. I'm sure they were like, why is this kid back here again? He's like here every freaking day. I don't think I was there every day, but I'd be there all the time. I would do that too with the bookstores. Just be going to the bookstores to look at all the art books, and then just be down there seeing if any new art books were released. So I'd be down there quite a bit. It's almost like a habit or ritual that I would do after high school, like after school, you know. And then when I got out of school and wasn't doing much, I would just be roaming around like a nomad. Somehow I managed to make art, do that, skateboard, do music. I don't know. I did all kinds of stuff. Not thinking that I was like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm a bum. Probably doing a lot more than people that were actually in school and just not realizing it. Having to work, got a job, got to work, do your thing. It was just like, that's kind of what the 90s were for me. It was like, you know, being in my 20s, it's like, man, I don't think I'm doing anything. It's like, man, you don't really realize how much you're doing. Fellow bookworm, yeah. I was reading so many art books. Like, I at that time, I probably had more knowledge than some kids that were going to art school. Even though I wasn't going to art school, I was like, uh, making excuses like, I don't have any money to go to art school, but more like feeling very intimidated by the fact that there were people who were going to art school and they were real artists because they were going to art school, and I'm just doing my thing and just trying to do that, and then meeting other people who were artists and trying to make stuff happen. Some of them had or were going to art school, others not, just doing their thing. I feel like it hasn't changed. I'm still doing the same thing I did when I was younger. Hey, Fresh Cup of Joel, how are you doing today? Just hanging out, doing illustrating, and talking about the past with CRPG Dungeons and Dragons. You gonna be going live today? I figured I'd jump on since I had some free time before I have to go to my day job. But yeah, me and Dave were talking about CRPGs and early days. Yeah, Dave has a channel on YouTube and Twitch where he streams CRPGs. And he also creates other content, like tours of events and stuff like that. If you do a stream, it'll be late tonight. It's always late for me because you're out in California. And it's like, if you stream at like midnight, it's like I'm sleeping. Even if you stream at 10 o'clock, I'm probably going to bed. Doing well, just got back from your niece's birthday party. LOL, lots of screaming kiddos. I get that, Joel. I work at a hospital and they have like a little play area at the front entry where sometimes I'm posted. And the kids come around and they're just nutso. You'll be going live around 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So, not pretty soon then, I'm guessing, because it's just after 12:30 p.m. here where I'm at in the Midwest. You don't miss birthday parties. Yeah. Birthday parties, I guess it depends on the person. Yeah, I have a birthday party story. It's not a very good one. Kind of shows me not in a very good light. But yeah, it was my birthday. A friend of mine had planned, and he kind of planned to do something for my birthday. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like, we ended up planning celebrating my birthday at a sushi place. And when the time came around to it, I ghosted everybody. Yeah, that's terrible. Because I was so, like, at that time, I was a super anxiety-ridden person. And sometimes that stuff would stop me in my tracks, or like immobilize me, or I just didn't want to like engage with anybody. Probably all the pot smoking I was doing. Fresh Cup of Joel, you got yourself a new subscriber. Oh yeah, Dave, I forgot to mention Joel does pottery. So I started watching his streams. I watched his first live yesterday, but I watched a VOD of his from the day before. And right now he's throwing chess pieces, which is pretty cool. He says he's not. I don't know if I want to speak for you, Joel, if you're still here. I think you said something about you don't have a kiln set up to be able to fire anything just yet, but it's still cool to watch you throw the stuff. Never done pottery myself, so it's kind of interesting to watch. You have a thing for standouts? You mean like what I did? Where you ghost people? Yeah, I felt bad after that. Like, everybody was, for the most part, cool with it. But yeah, I felt pretty shitty about doing that afterwards. But man, I was a wreck. Which is kind of funny that I am now live streaming. I think probably to also get over my anxiety and fear. But this is kind of different from actual public speaking or being around people in person. And most of the time you're just kind of monologuing because, like, no kiln set up yet. Have to run electrical to the garage for. Eventually, I'm sure you'll get it going. I'll still watch the streams. It's cool to watch the throwing. Like, you seem really into it, so yeah. When you do, it'll be cool to see the finished products. Yeah, like I said in your stream the other day, my wife and I really got into that British show, the pottery one, and it was just cool to see them build their stuff or throw their stuff. Man, I am just trying to get some color in this stuff. I gotta get this stuff done. I was procrastinating for a long time. Even though I was still working on these, trying to get them done, I was procrastinating at the same time too. That's kind of the nature of my process. Trying to work on getting better at that, not procrastinating thing, but that's how I've always lived my life, so not so easy to give up. New video will be up in a couple of minutes. All right. I will check it out. I'm actually watching Dondrell Lee Artistry live streaming while I'm doing this too and talking to you guys. I'm assuming Joel will probably be up soon. I don't know if it's like an hour or 2 hours where you're at, Joel. I'm assuming you're on the east coast. versus closer to the Midwest. But multitasking. Yeah, I do that all the time. Sometimes I'll be watching 2 live streams while I'm streaming. Yeah. Kind of addicted to YouTube. I haven't watched real TV in a long time, other than the few programs that my wife and I watch once in a while when we're hanging out together. Working on the second video. So is that the Kryn one? Yeah, I really want to do the Kryn series, but I told myself you're doing Dark Sun and you got the Pool of Radiance, and then I haven't been playing Baldur's Gate 3 because I have an honor mode run going, and I've been putting that off because of trying to do this and just play the Dark Sun. It's 1:45 here. Oh yeah, you said you're in Canada. Western Ontario. I'm assuming that's like above New York. I'm sorry, my geography isn't always the best. I'll blame that on my Americanness. Which is funny because I can't pick out your Canadian accent, Joel. You sound more American to me. I had to listen really, really hard for those Canadian kind of tells. There's another Canadian guy that I watch, artist. His name is Joshua Alexander. He's gotten quite big as a live streamer / vlogger on YouTube. Sometimes I'll watch his live streams. I'm not sure if he's from the same area. Now I want to pull up a map. Because I know Calgary is in Ontario. I don't know if that's your guys' capital, but I'm trying to picture it in my mind. Friend of mine who is really into geography and maps and the world maps, he would be able to draw that for me. He would know. He's Canadian too. But he's been living in America for, I don't know, I've known him since the mid 90s, late 90s. Used to be in a band with him. He does a vlog on YouTube about jazz, because he's a real huge vinyl head. He also DJs back up in Minnesota, but he's also like real big vinyl head. When I knew him, or when I would see him way back when, early 2000s, he had at least 5,000 to 6,000 records in his collection. So I can only imagine how many he has now. And he runs like a coffee shop that plays the jazz and stuff. And he also DJs again on the side and does this vlog. It's pretty cool. You have a cousin there. She's been there for the last 20 or so years. Yeah, the only places I've been in Canada were Thunder Bay, because we had a swim meet there one time when we went in my teens when I swam, and Vancouver, because I have an aunt and her husband were living in Seattle at that time, so I visited them a few times, and we've gone up there. Victoria, BC, beautiful area. The Sound, the Puget Sound, in right there in Washington. That's a beautiful area. Right on CRPG, Ontario is a cool place. Yeah. Be nice to travel. When you got so many animals, even kids. We don't have kids, but me and my wife have a ton of animals. It's hard to want to travel knowing that somebody's going to have to watch your animals, and it's like, are they even going to care? Plus, I feel bad because they would miss us, and when we came back, they would be freaking out. They'd be like, "We hate you, but we love you. You abandoned us to go jet setting." Alright, we're going to keep scribbling this color in here. Scribble, scribble, scribble. I can't say if I'm making good time on this, but I think I did. Just gotta scribble more. Scribble, scribble, scrabble. Oh, our boy Dondrell is still streaming. I've been neglecting his chat. That's what happens when you start live streaming yourself. At least I can listen. So have you guys gotten a lot of snow up there in Ontario, Joel? We've been pretty lucky here where I'm at in the Midwest, in old Iowa. Storms have been missing us. Supposedly we're supposed to get some snow, I don't know, today? I don't know. Thunder Bay is the north of Ontario. Really love camping up there. Okay, so it is, okay, it's more of central. Yeah, I couldn't remember what is it, province that you guys go by? that Thunder Bay was in. All I know is like north of Minnesota, somewhat, where I grew up. So I don't know if I have that Norwegian accent kind of thing going on, even though I'm not Norwegian. Danish and Czechoslovakian, and Japanese and Filipino. So, crazy eclectic mix. But grew up in the Midwest, so I have that Midwestern, I guess, sound, accent. I can't tell. Province, yeah. I guess I'm better than your average American and stuff like that. What's a province? Well, it's not a state. I wonder if that's something I could use here. Yeah, I live in the province of Iowa. People are like, what are you talking about? It's like, what's the difference between a province and a state? I want to say that's something they use in Europe too. England, maybe. You're really awful with accents unless it's like UK or Australia or Russian or something like that. I don't even try, Joel, because I do not want to look like a fool. Because most of us, anytime we try to do an accent, it's always the same phrase from that particular. Like the other day when you said, put some on the Barbie. It's like, that's all we know. Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to do Russian. I'd just say comrade all the time. I just don't want anybody thinking that I could possibly speak the language and then them start trying to talk to me. It's like, I have no idea what you're saying right now. They don't call them shrimp. Prawns. Yeah. In Australia, they say prawns, not shrimp. So we're not even using the correct terminology when we try to do our accents, our faux accents. Throw some prawns on the Barbie. Okay, we're getting close on this guy. It is almost 1 o'clock. That means we got about 25 more minutes left on this stream. We'll be back again tonight. Yeah, I think that's good. We'll be back tonight to work on this some more. And maybe another Dark Sun stream. You were corrected one time. They're like, we don't say shrimp, we say prawns. Get it right, dumb American. My brother had a T-shirt. It was funny, and we're like Japanese, but our mom never spoke Japanese to us. And I tried to teach myself hiragana when I was younger, but it didn't really stick very well. If I would have kept with it, I probably would be able to read in Japanese. But my brother had this T-shirt, and it was a person like getting on. It was like one of those pictograms of a person getting on a bus, and then there was Japanese text on the shirt. And my brother was wearing it out one time, and I think he was like approached by some Japanese people, and they were like, hey, do you know what your shirt says? And he was like, no. And they said, it says stupid American. I thought that was awesome. I don't think my brother knew that's what it said when he bought it. But, you know, it's one of those typical graphic shirts that you would get during the 90s or the early 2000s. You know, I thought that was hilarious because we're like, we got Japanese heritage. We can't even read. Man, when we went to go visit our grandmother in Hawaii for the first time, they took us out for sushi. They were so embarrassed because we did not want to eat sushi. We were like, sushi, ugh. But then after that, we started getting into going to the sushi places with our mom, because there was a few places in Minneapolis or Minnesota that we could go to. But yeah. All right, Dave, have a good one. I'll keep my eye out for your stream tonight if you do, and then I'll check out your video. Yeah, have a good one, and enjoy the rest of your day, because it's still early for you. It's not even noon. And then I don't know if you're still here. Yeah, sushi. Don't do it all the time, but my wife and I will still get sushi every once in a while. It's just not the same as, because we always get it to go, the go stuff. 2 videos. Oh, you were doing the yeah, and the 2 from the night before, and then the con one will be coming up in February. You take care, Dave. I'll catch you in a stream near you. And thanks again for coming and dropping through on my stream. I always forget that. It's like, oh, thank the people for coming to your stream. No true Japanese restaurants here. Really? In California? Only fusion? Well, I guess that's kind of the trend nowadays. But, yeah. Anyways, thank you, Dave, for stopping through. I appreciate it. It's always nice to talk to people I've talked to before. Dave's got to go take a nap. It's still early. Still early for Dave. Just giving you crap, Dave. So I'm assuming, Joel, you'll be working on chess pieces some more. I'm sure I'll like, I don't know how much longer Dondrell will be streaming, but I'm sure I'll jump on your live stream when you get going. I can't remember. Let me check, but I think I might have. Oh, there's Dave's stream. The worst episode ever. DDO online. Yeah. I'll check that out. I know he was talking about that the other day, yesterday. I think I have. Whoops. I'll have to check to see if I have the notifications set on your. Is it the? Or nope, just fresh. Come on, man. What is going on? It's like my pencil don't want to work now with this. Come on, Apple Pencil is not connected. Come on, now connect. Close. You're doing a co-stream with the Slingshot channel that you made some target. Oh, okay. I may make more of those for him today. Oh, are you making the targets out of clay? Or just, that's just something else? Because I'm assuming you don't necessarily need to have a kiln to make pottery, right? I think you could still make stuff with like just air dry. Man, why is my pencil not connecting? Forget this device. No. Dude, is my pencil just completely dead? Yep, that's the old iPad for you. Yep, clay targets. Okay. I bet he keeps you in business. Come on, man. Connect. Plug in the Apple Pencil. Yeah, I did plug it in. That's the problem with old tech. It doesn't want to work. Don't allow pornography to destroy your mind. That is a good quote. Saying. Come on. Yeah, I don't know why they made this extra tall. Dude, I need to turn off Bluetooth and see if this will connect again. Yeah, you're going to send him some that are just air dry, bone dry, and pottery. Okay, bone dry. Thanks for the terminology. Then I'm going to try firing some to different temps and see how. Oh, so you do have access to a kiln, just not in your basement? I'm assuming, is that like, are you firing it like on a fire, or you have an outdoor kiln? Dude, connect my Apple Pencil. Plug in. I did. It is plugged in. Does that mean my Apple Pencil is completely dead? Okay, come here. Something's going on. Come on. Dude. Oh, once you get your kiln set up. Okay, I see. assuming you've heard of the raku, the Japanese firing stuff. I guess that involves, does that involve a kiln? No, on the show, I think they build like a big fire pit, and then they have them put like their pieces in something, and then they bury it. Those Gen 1 Apple pencils, I tell you, LOL finicky. Yeah, like they don't even sit in the port. Like they stick up above the port like a few like millimeters or something. It's like it doesn't even sit all the way in there. I can't even tell. I was trying to figure out if it's actually charging, so I'm trying to get to the screen that tells you. Here we go. Yeah, it's not even showing up as being registering. I know I have another one. I can't believe this one's dead. I have another one. This one's been in my bag though for a long time, and I haven't charged it in a while. Yeah, it's not even registering it. I have a brand new one because my wife bought two for some reason. These first gen ones, so I should try that one out. But yeah, this sucks. Anytime I try to type on this iPad with my finger, it doesn't register my finger out most of the time. Dang! Everybody's going live on a Sunday when I just said nobody ever goes live on Sundays. Our boy Emmett's on. Ooh, is he working on the painting? Oh wait, no, this is old. Is this old? He's not live streaming. Yeah, that's just an old video. I was like, he's not live streaming. Yeah, see, I can't even move the... You want to try raku sometime? Depending on who you ask, raku is either low temp fired pots, or when you remove the pots mid-fire and roll them in something material like leaves or horsehair. Yeah, I've seen them do it on that show. I want to say they like covered their pieces with various stuff, or you can use a gas kiln or pit fire. Hey, laughing girl, how are you doing today? We're just hanging out with Joel from Fresh Cup of Joel channel, just in chat right now, talking firing techniques, I guess. Yeah, on that show, they have people bring in various materials that they would like to use when firing their raku pieces. Some people like it comes out and it has really nice, interesting textures or visual textures. Other time I'm like, I don't know, it's pretty subtle. I'll be on, hey laughing girl, I'll be on for another 10 minutes before I have to get ready for work, so I'm just gonna keep plugging away on this instead of getting distracted by YouTube. But I hope you're having a good evening, because I know it's getting later for you guys. I can't remember if it's 9 hours difference from me, 9 or 8. But it is 1:15 p.m. here. I'm assuming it's like 9 or 10 for you, or 8. I'm guessing 9, but it could be closer to 10. But we're just scribbling away with this kind of creamsicle-like orange, kind of creamsicle orange. You're so new to the pottery world. Take everything I say with a pound of salt. LOL. I have seen people wrapping their pots in newspapers, so that is probably raku as well. Yeah, I think using whatever material, like if it creates some kind of reaction with the pottery itself, I'm assuming, then anything's game. I don't know. Just like you, I don't know enough. Be fun to try, but that's like one more thing added to my plate of artistic practices. I don't know if I would ever get around to it. Maybe I'd get some like air dry clay just to make some figurines or something. I do like your idea of making chess pieces. It's been a long time since I've played any chess. I used to play with an artist friend of mine, but I wasn't that good. I know how the pieces move, but I'm not very good at remembering or recognizing different plays. You know, I can see a little bit, but I can't see too far out as far as like various moves. I can't even say if I've beat my friend at all ever. Unless he like gave me a win for some reason, but I wouldn't want anybody to just give me a win. Just so that I feel good. I don't care. You know, let me be mad that I can't figure it out. I like working with polymer clay, and then you bake it and paint a coat of resin to make it look like you glazed it. Oh, okay. No, I've been feeling unwell still, but I've been sleeping all day like Cecil. Okay, yeah. Hate that. It's like this time of season where anything can happen. I think earlier, or just before the new year, I got sick, or my wife and I got COVID. It was the first time I actually registered positive for COVID when taking those tests, or at least my wife did. I don't think the test I had was good. I think it was expired, so it didn't read anything. But I assumed, since my wife had it, that I had it too. Plus, I think I gave her the better test. But yeah, I'll have to check out some of that polymer clay that you're talking about. I don't think it's the same, but just being able to work it like you can clay would be kind of interesting. And I know BT, I haven't seen BT on here for a while, so I hope he's doing well, but I know he was doing some pottery. I got about 7 more minutes, guys. I hate doing the countdown, but I gotta make sure I don't forget. But yeah, I should be back on tonight, probably around 9, to keep doing this. You made a skeleton out of tin foil and then covered it with polymer clay for the details. Oh, okay. Cool. it was nice for a detailed figurine. Yeah, I haven't gotten into making stuff like that, little figurines or anything like that. Even though I was kind of into making things like that when I was younger, because when I was younger, we didn't have like the money or access to like, you know, the toys that I wanted. So, you know, I would just make it on either make it out of Legos or cardboard or paper or something like that. Like make board games. You know, 'cause if we couldn't afford it, I would just make it. Yeah, and that was always fun, or like much more fun than that. Oh, I spent some money and I got the thing. It was more fun to create it and build it and try to figure out how to build it out of whatever. Foil armatures are the way to go. I have seen some sculptors who make a full clay bust and scoop out the inside, but it seems tedious. Yeah, I guess there's different ways of constructing something. I don't know what would be more stable. I would make my own board games. Make the little pieces, make the board, whatever went with it. The closest I've gotten to like something sculptural or 3D was I made a puppet in high school. It was a pterodactyl, and I think I used plaster or something, like plaster strips around some kind of armature made out of wire or chicken wire or something like that. And then the body was made out of felt and stuff like that. I can't remember if I sewed it or glued it, but I remember that. I might still have that somewhere. I don't know. I didn't make the opening big enough for your hand to go into the head. And there was like no stick or anything it was on. I wasn't thinking that far ahead. But but the polymer clay you just bake in the oven, so it's easier for smaller scale. I haven't had access to a kiln yet. I want to make a ceramic settles of Catan board. Hello, not familiar with that. Be heavy and expensive, but cool. Yeah, you know, it's always more fun and gratifying or satisfying when you make it yourself, even if it isn't the thing that you're trying to replicate. It's just fun. Let's see. The other thing I've made that was kind of sculptural was a Day of the Dead skeleton, and I used an old spray paint can that I disassembled and then reassembled into the skeleton. I also made a flower to go with it out of part of the can too. I think it was just all one can that I used. Took a little while. A lot of cutting and bending of the metal container. I used the bottom of the container for the head. It would have been cool to be able to cut out stuff from the bottom, but I didn't really have the tools to do that. I guess I could have used a drill to drill through and then kind of worked it a little bit more. Settler, that's why I was thinking it when you said settles, that was a different word. Settlers of Catan is an amazing board game. I'll have to Google it and check it out. Settlers of Catan. The game made us all fight in lockdown. Oh, you've played that game before? Uh-oh, looks like it's my time, guys. I don't even have an alarm set, so I'm surprised I caught that. But it is 1:25. Gonna have to end the stream here. It was great talking with y'all. I feel bad having to like end this stream just because the conversation's so fun. I love talking about art and creating. But yeah, I will catch you all here again soon. Joel, I'll keep my eye out for your stream. And Laughing Girl, I will also keep my eye out for any new posts you make on your YouTube. And I'll probably catch you in another stream somewhere else. I will be going live tonight to continue this. Possibly going live at work. Nothing will be going on, I'm sure. But it can be cutthroat when everyone is going for the longest road. Yeah. I'm assuming that's part of the game. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Laughing Girl. I appreciate you guys being here and chat with me. Thanks, Dave from CRPG Dungeons and Dragons, also for jumping in for a bit. I appreciate you all. I appreciate anybody that takes their time out of their day, their schedule, whatever, to come hang out and check out what I'm doing. So, yeah, you all have a good day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at. And I will catch you all next time. And until then, bye for now. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks, Joel. Thanks, Nina. Thanks, Dave. Take care. Yeah, Joel has a good pottery stream, so check him out. He seems to have a lot of fun in there in his stream, so definitely check